Oregon, Washington State. Oregon, 6-point road favorites here. It's 54.5 the total. So is that win against BYU, which was impressive? Look, Oregon had some question marks they had to answer going into that game. They hadn't really played anybody, and then they played someone really good to begin the year. They got trounced. But, boy, they look good against BYU on Saturday. 41-20 victory for the Ducks. Bo Nix in control, 13 of 18, 222. The best part of the stat line is no interceptions, no bonehead Bo Nix mistakes for a change. They were able to run the football pretty nicely with Mark as well in that game. So it was a really good performance from Oregon in that game. Very balanced as well. 222 yards rushing thanks to Marquise Irving, Noah Whittington, among others. And really took it to BYU, are very good in the trenches. I mean, that was a very good showing from Oregon in the trenches, both sides of the football against BYU in that game. Can they keep it going here now on the road against Washington State, who, they're 3-0 to start the year. Idaho, Wisconsin on the road, a huge upset win. Colorado State beating them down 38-7 last week. Washington State's looked solid. So, I'm reluctant to fade either team because, look, Cameron Ward's looked good at quarterback for Washington State. Their defense looks better. But, man, Oregon, that was a come-to-life performance against BYU. If Oregon's going to play that way every week, which is not going to happen in college football, but they're going to be tough to beat. So I end up in this game with a tough decision having to make to want to go against either of these teams at the moment. What do you think here, C-Mac? Oregon, Washington State.
I got to give a shout out to our guy Cheshire Cat with the $10 dono. Thank you, my man, for the support.
Cheshire Cat. Thanks.
Yeah, can the Ducks back this up? Because Bo Nix did a great job. 13-18, 222, 2 TDs. They ran it. I'd keep it limited with him as much as they can. You know what I mean? I'd run it as the most, roll out with him, use his athleticism. Yeah, they look good. I still don't love their defense. I've been shocked how well this defense for Washington State's been. It's early. It's 3 games in. Wisconsin doesn't have a great offense, even though that was there. They beat up Colorado State. I was on the under. I'm going to look to the under here. I think this total's a little bit high because I'm not enamored. Ward's been solid, but I don't know if they light it up against Oregon in this one. On the side part, I want more than a touchdown with Washington State, even though I lean the side with them. I like the under here better. I think this stays under the total.
And again, overland on the ground, that's where Oregon wants to do their damage on offense. And the one concern I have here for Washington State, well, 2 concerns. The other is they've been blown out by double digits the last 2 years against Oregon. And the second is they've not been as good against the run. And that's Oregon's offensive strength, running the football. You don't want the game in Bo Nix's hands in the passing game. You want Bo Nix, the ball in his hands in the run game.
It's been good early, though. Wisconsin, they stuffed it. They're only giving up 12 points a game. It's only 3 games in the year, though. The defense has been really good early. So,
improved. Yeah, again, skewed, I think, a little bit by a couple of games. But in Wisconsin, they were solid.